Hi, Robin with Oxy-Dry. And this doesn't look very good, does it? I've got 2 rooms to do. The carpet is at least 10 years old. I've actually been here quite a number of times over the last few years. More than 5 years ago, my first time I saw, there was actually, well, there's the 2 rooms, and I used to do the master bedroom. I think they've taken the carpet out of there now. But the story was that I got here and both these rooms looked like this. And the other room looks worse. I'll show you that in a sec. And this is mostly urine. Traumatized little children. This lady does fostering. And she loves little kids, but they got these issues. And when I first came to clean the carpet, it looked unbelievably bad. It really doesn't look that bad compared to what I've normally seen it in most of the time. I picked it, especially the first time, and what was happening is she was getting it steam cleaned like every couple of months or something, because it would look good for a few days, and then immediately the stains would start wicking back up again, and she'd get it cleaned again, and it was just really frustrated. And then one day, I'm not sure how she found us, but she decided to give us a try, and I did what I do, and I got the stains out and the odor, and the carpet stayed clean. And now I'm here about every 6 months or so, and most of these are fresh stains, by the way. There are some permanent stains, by the way. That one in particular is some kind of glue. It's like it's like, I don't know what it is, but it's hard. So it's not going anywhere. And I think there's actually a couple of places where looks like little burns or something on the carpet. So, but what I wanted to show in this case is I'm going to show you exactly how I deal with a carpet that's really loaded up with urine, and this really actually works. I know a lot of the reason people feel hesitant about using the SETT method is they just don't understand how am I going to deal with urine, and well, I'm going to show you how you deal with urine, and I have been very successful at dealing with urine soaked carpets doing it this way. You don't always have to do an actual extraction on the carpet, because if you do it the way I'm about to show you, I'm putting 3,000 ppm of stabilized CO2 in my solution, and I'm going to purposefully get it into the carpet. The CO2 will break down the urine down to its basic elements. It's what it does, which renders it inert and removes the odor and removes the coloring of the urine in most cases. And it just works great. And I've been doing this carpet for years, dealing with this and worse, as you're about to see. And I've never had to come back because the stains reappeared. It just doesn't happen. In some cases, yes, I'll use my extractor, but in this case, I won't need to. And one of the reasons I'm not going to care about it, I could, but they'll just stay off the carpet for the rest of the day or even whatever, and it doesn't matter in that case. And there's actually a fan here which we can turn on after to make sure the carpet dries faster, because I will be getting it wetter than normal. Now, I did give it a good vacuuming, and I've pre-treated all these obvious stains with suspend, and it has stabilized CO2 in it at 3,000 ppm anyway. But I did hit all these obvious spots. I didn't soak it because I'm about to deal with it again with what's in the tank of the machine. That's what I was going to say. And I also misted the obvious soiled area. The carpet is just, there's about 3 or 4 kids in this house, and they're very hard on things. But I'm about to show you the other room, because this one is actually not that bad looking. So come with me. Let's go take a look, and I'll show you what I do. Yeah. Now you think that, you look at this and you think, oh man, I gotta put a truck mount on it. No, you don't. I'm going to show you how we do this. So I actually just mixed up some fresh stabilized CO2 from powder. And when you do that, by the way, when you first mix it up for a while, like a few hours, it'll actually vent off it kind of has a chlorine smell. So for that purpose, primarily, I put a little bit of odour in here so that you won't have that smell won't be noticeable, because it can be fairly obvious sometimes. And I thought, well, I'll just put a little bit of odour in there, which actually is a deodorizer in its own right. But and I've also increased my mix of I've got my neutral pH Von Schotter product in here, so you don't have to go crazy with, getting out the flamethrower stuff. I never do that, or virtually never do that. You don't need to. You've got something that's better. You've got agitation, either with a rotary, which is the best, or an OP machine, which is fine as well. And I'm using a hog's hair fiber pad, so that's be the first step. So let's see how we do. You can see it turning a little bit whiter, albeit right away. So I'm basically holding the, when I turn the valve on, I'm holding it on for a little bit longer than I would normally. But you can see immediately we're having positive results. This will be an olefin, by the way. And I already did it under the crib and put it back. There was actually nothing under there. That crib's always sat there, so it's perfectly clean under there anyway. But anyway, let's continue on. This does work really, really well. Stabilized chlorine dioxide. I buy mine from Beckert.com. It's in a bulk form, and I mix it up as I need, and I've mixed it in the tank at about 3,000 parts per million, which is actually the maximum you should ever go. It is possible to, on some carpets, nylon, and I guess even wool, it is possible to have it strong enough that it'll take color out. So for nylon, or any carpet for that matter, I would say maximum of 3,000 ppm, which will be more than effective almost always. And on wool, I would never go over 2,000 parts per million. There's a dent right there, and not sure what that mark is from, but there's a dent in the carpet. Again, I am putting it down a little bit more than I normally would. I'm wanting to penetrate down to the back of the carpet, which is something I don't normally want to do, but in this case, I do. But you can see this is working exceptionally well. These stains will not come back. Like I say, I've been cleaning this carpet for quite a few years, and I've never had to come back because the stains didn't come out, or because they reappeared. This is so simple, so easy to do. There's a blue stain right there. Yeah. These kids are really hard on this carpet, but look at that. You can see a bit of a mark right there, but we're not done yet. This just works so well. It's so rewarding. We're going to go up to 300 RPM now. We're going to go over the whole thing all over again. And one of the reasons it works so well is the agitation is absolutely unbeatable. At the speed I'm going right now, 300 RPM, that pad is now moving across the carpet at 360 degree cleaning passes per second. And I'm moving slowly, and I'm overlapping, which gives tremendous agitation. Scrubbing the yarn, and the hog's hair fiber pad is just fantastic at dealing with this. And at the same time, because of the way I'm applying it, I'm not saturating the carpet and losing control. You're going to get an instinct for it when you're doing it, but it takes a little while. But I don't really want to get the underpads soaked. That wouldn't be in any way helpful. Now, also, the other thing that makes a difference as far as dealing with the urine is because I'm using an encapsulating cleaner, and I'm going to, obviously, some of it is obviously going to be left in the carpet. As it dries, it encapsulates and holds, contaminants and whatever in suspension. And that's what we want. But look how well this works. And that's, by the way, another reason why the carpet will stay clean longer. And the product I'm using, the Von Schroeder, does have an anti-resoiling polymer protector in the solution. When it's in liquid form, it is the emulsifier. As it dries, it basically turns into, it crystallizes, as it were, and turns into the actually protector. And they were doing this long before encapsulation became a thing. They just never called it that, nor did they market that. They never. I mean, they were all about their machine, which they focused on how it's supposedly the superior system because it sucks up the foam idea. And actually, it doesn't work very well for that at all. I could outclean with the Von Schroeder easily with my rotary machines, and I know that because I've owned and operated the Von Schroeder machines, carpet machines, and upholstery machines, and the carpet machine. This thing, the rotary, is vastly superior in every way, and will remove more dirt. But that's a moot point now because Von Schroeder is just not an issue. It's not a contender out in the real world anymore. But wow, look how well this carpet is cleaning. Isn't that incredible? It looks like a brand new carpet over here. I mean, there's wear, but the soil is gone, the stains are gone. It just looks fantastic. And that's how well this works. You just can't beat it, I'm telling you. Okay, now we're going to go with Iron Man in this case. I'm trying to, in this case, I want to drop as much moisture now as I can. So that's one of the reasons why I'm opting for the Iron Man pad. I'm not expecting the pad to get very soiled looking because I am cleaning it on a regular basis. So typically when I clean carpets that I've been cleaning on a regular basis, when I do the extraction step, there's usually very little visible soil that will appear on the pad because it just doesn't build up in the carpet. Because I've been cleaning the carpet on a regular basis, it just doesn't happen that way. The SETT method, with the right products, the right technique, is in almost every case going to provide you with the better result, and it will stay clean longer. I mean, look how well this is turning out. I bet you when you first saw this at the beginning of the video, you thought, uh-oh. But as you can see, no problem at all. You know, I know a lot of guys, they use things like hydrogen peroxide, they put it into their mix, and I guess you can do that, but it doesn't have quite the effect of the stabilized CO2. And then you got to handle the peroxide as well, and that can be a bit problematic. So you spill it on yourself and whatever. Anyway, I think the stabilized CO2 is a better choice. So that blue stain has been there for a long time. It has never come out before. It's whatever it is. That's one of the permanent stains. There are some permanent stains. That is a bit of a burn mark right there. And yeah, we're not going to get a... There's some permanent staining on this carpet of weird things, but other than that, The concern, of course, is the urine stains, the urine odor, which is now gone, and not a problem. Isn't that amazing? You just can't beat this. So we'll take a look at this pad. A little bit more than I expected. In fact, I think because it does look pretty dark, I think we'll do a second pass. Yeah, might as well. Easy to do. We'll do the B side. Be interesting to see. It won't hurt to do this anyway. I actually had thought I might have been wanting to do that, so. Just to draw out more moisture. It's not a bad idea to do that in this case. Let's take a few extra moments here. Okay, we'll go over to the door. Isn't that amazing? Oh yeah, a little bit more. Okay. Okay, let's do this one. A little bit of unevenness, but that's about it'll as it dries completely. It'll disappear. It'll even out very nicely as it totally dries. And also the stabilized CO2 is still dealing with some staining as well, so it won't have an immediate 100% effect. It'll take a little bit of time to have its full impact on the carpet. All right. So I used more than half a gallon on that other room there, which is quite a bit more than I would normally use. So, yeah, a little over half a gallon. I can tell because the tank is marked where it's got graduated marks here that shows me where I'm at, so I can gauge how much I'm using. Oh yeah, there's these yellow stains here on the carpet. I don't know what that is. Looks like, I don't know what that is. They've been there since the beginning as well. Yeah, it looks like it's like hard plasticky kind of stuff. I don't know what it is. And then that stain is permanent. It's some kind of glue. So one of the nice things about this, and I can, I can hear the guys at Steam Clean saying, well, you've got to steam clean to sanitize, and the answer to that is, well, you can't effectively sanitize with your steam cleaning because you're not getting the carpet hot enough for long enough. I know a lot of guys think that steam cleaning sanitizes, and it does not. It gets the carpet nice and warm and leaves it nice and damp. The stabilized CO2 is a soft surface sanitizer, meaning you can't get any better than that for dealing with germs or bacteria on a carpet than using something that's actually a soft surface sanitizer. It's a hospital grade disinfectant. And antimicrobial as well, and a fungicide, a biocide. So if you really want to, you can't sterilize a carpet, but sanitizing is a measurable and dramatic decrease in the amount of bacteria present. You can't sterilize. That's not the same. That would be killing 99.999% of all bacteria present, and that's something we can't do on a soft surface. Okay, let's go high speed. And let's go over here. Okay. Yeah, see, I'm actually almost finished this tank. So that's way more than I normally would apply on a carpet. So for these two rooms, I had 1.5 gallons in here. So yeah, no, I guess about 3/4 of a gallon for each room, which is a lot for this size of an area. But I'm wanting to make sure I penetrate down to the backing. And one of the reasons why we want our solution to foam, when we're doing it this way, by the way, is that as the machine goes over the carpet, as the liquid hits the carpet fiber, the agitation then creates the foam, which is actually almost like injecting air into the liquid, and then it won't as easily move down the fiber, which is what we want. We don't want to just pour water into the back of the carpet, at least in this case. In most cases, anyway. Sometimes you do want to do that. If it's a really, really bad scenario, then I would actually literally pour water in, and then scrub with my rotary, and then extract it out with my self-contained extractor. But I rarely run into those scenarios where I have to do that. But in some cases when the urine is really, really bad, and this wasn't nowhere near as bad as I've seen, that's for sure. But there are scenarios where I would do that. Let it sit in there for like 20 minutes or more, and then after soaking it in, scrub it in really well, usually with my brush. Let it sit for 20 or 30 minutes, and then extract out as much as I can, and then put a pad on to finish it. I do charge extra when it has to get to that point. I don't usually charge extra for what I'm doing right now. It's just well, quite frankly, it's just too darn easy. This is a minimum charge job, these 2 rooms, so. By the square feet, this would probably be less than $100, I guess. But our minimum is $185. Man, this is once again looking amazing. I remember the last time I cleaned it, there was these weird stains here that took a little extra scrubbing. I think this is the older kids' room. And there's another permanent stain right there. But the bed sits there too, so it's out of sight, out of mind. But this might be the last time I clean this carpet. Apparently she's really seriously thinking about putting LVP in here. But she decided, well, let's just get it cleaned one more time, and probably by the time, in a few months from now, they'll be looking at replacing this carpet with LVP. It'd be a lot easier for them to just mop it up when the kids pee, because they're not going to stop doing that for a while, I suppose. She told me a little bit about their background, and it was pretty sad. They were very much traumatized, the poor little guys. They're nice little kids, though. But anyway, yeah. Okay. I just want to make sure I pump that extra little bit there. Yeah, there's some, I don't know what that is. It's it's like caked, it's like paint or glue or something. It feels, actually I know what it is. I bet I know what that is. That's like that plumber's glue. Plumbers are the worst. They seem to get their glue everywhere. Okay. So we'll go over it with the Iron Man tag.